Warzone 2 is remarkable, even as changes to fundamentals like loadouts and looting prove to be divisive for an already embattled community. Infinity Ward has succeeded in making the traversal of increasingly hostile territories exciting again, regardless of whether you're fresh meat for the grinder or have already committed hundreds of hours to repeating the cycle of death, rebirth, and occasional victory. Despite the technical innovations that underpin Warzone 2, with a truly ambitious play space, aquatic combat, an overhaul of weapons, ballistics, and handling, Infinity Ward has, in a sense, returned to the basics of Battle Royale. Hybrid experiences and objective-based modes are out. Instead, 150 players drop into a single, sprawling map with little more than a pistol. This means that Warzone 2 is defined by the stories it allows you to generate, and how well you can navigate the wide spaces between a round's most memorable moments. Adrenaline-raising battles are more infrequent in Warzone 2. Because of the size of the map, you're likely to see fewer enemies while exploring, and when you do encounter one, there is very little margin for error once a trigger is pulled. From the wicked time to kill and steadier movement speed, to the more convoluted approach towards weapon customization and loadout retrieval, Warzone 2 is a slower, more considered experience than its predecessor, with combat pacing amongst the most severely impacted areas of play. Al Mazrah is the most impressive and largest map created for Call of Duty, densely detailed and smartly sectioned, with territories that make fine use of dense urban sprawls, sparse open ground, and undulating terrain that can act as a makeshift cover in a pinch. The glimmer of an ADS scope is ever present on every horizon. What's incredible is that Al Mazrah doesn't feel like a patchwork, even as it has you moving across original areas and old favourite multiplayer maps. The viability of tactical sprint has been reduced, your turning circle is wider, and weapon handling is heavier than it ever has been in Warzone. Engagements have changed as a result. Combat pacing is shorter and sharper, and shrugging off the muscle memory of Warzone's cat and mouse battles is a shock to the system. But after settling into this rhythm, we came to appreciate what Infinity Ward has created here. This battle royale is leveraging slight military sim leanings into an approachable competitive FPS framework, and it works. That's partly because everything is expendable in Warzone 2. Your hit points and ammunition, obviously, but now vehicles run out of fuel, the heartbeat sensor will run out of battery, hell, even the buy stations will run out of stock of UAVs. All of this makes for a more challenging and combative experience, forcing more emergent strategies as you stumble from one horrendously tense firefight to the next. UAVs are encountered so infrequently in Warzone 2 that a notice of activation feels like a genuine threat to your survivability, and that few players will ever have the opportunity to equip their full loadout is a well-intentioned attempt to pull players away from the seasonal meta mentality. Those who are hell-bent on equipping their preferred primary weapon, throwables and perks will likely find themselves battling through strongholds to get them, which are guarded by surprisingly combative AI enemies. While I rarely felt an impulse to push against these areas, I do appreciate the chaos that is created should a circle tighten up around a stronghold, getting down to the final 10, only to find yourself facing fire from scores of enemies who care not about surviving is genuinely thrilling. The core user interface is messy though, making it difficult to navigate between game modes, social tabs, and weapon customizable screens. The Battle Pass system is convoluted, with Infinity Ward abandoning their linear progression for a sector-based map design that makes it difficult to quickly track unlocks between games. While Infinity Ward has done everything that it can to push players away from relying on distinct primary weapon setups in favour of cycling through ground loot, the truth is some weapons are already proving more viable than others, and the process of unlocking anything is both difficult to follow and a total time sink. So too is the revised Gulag system, which gives players the opportunity to fight for a one-time free respawn. It's now a 2v2 affair, where you and a randomly assigned buddy must race to eliminate the opposing duo before they are able to equip better ground loot or armor plates, or before an AI juggernaut drops in and sweeps the floor. What should be a simple instance of skill-based confrontation is now just a bit of a drag, with too many random elements at play to feel fun or fair. Quality of life improvements will come, but what's important right now is that Warzone 2 is an excellent foundation for years of expansion and experimentation. The map is incredible to traverse, the weapon systems and handling models are slower and more deliberate, and the sharp, short snap to combat makes every enemy encounter an absolute thrill. We give Warzone 2 4 stars out of 5.